Before I begin, we would like to send our brothers and sisters at Naya College our thoughts and prayers and wish them a healthy recovery in dealing with their dilemma at this present moment. Ladies and gentlemen, I am most honored to stand here before you as a representative of the Hudson Link and Mercy College graduating class of 2013. In a unified voice, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to the following people for their steadfast commitment to the transformative power of education. First, I acknowledge former Commissioner Brian Fisher for your progressive vision and your unceasing support for higher education and positive programming in prison. Second, to Acting Commissioner Nucci, Superintendent Capper, and their staff members, I offer you our thanks for your continued support and your encouragement. Third, I am beholden to each and every administrator, professor, supporter, alumnus, and inside clerk with the friend, and also the Friends of Hudson Link and Mercy College for your unwavering belief in the transformative power and that our lives have meaning and we are worthy of your investment of time, money, and patience. Fourth, I would like to take a moment to pay my respects to the eternal spirits of Mother Mary Catherine McCauley, who was the founder of the House of Our Blessed Lady of Mercy and the Seven Sisters of Mercy, who migrated from Carlow, Ireland, whose altruism and faith in the power of education permeates our great alma mater. Finally, let me offer my most profound appreciation to our families and friends for the infinite love and support which warms our body when the chills of trepidation engulfed us. And we give a special thank you to Dr. Brenda Dan Messier, our keynote speaker. We are immensely appreciative to everyone for their presence here today. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we come here today to celebrate achievement over failure, perseverance over hesitancy, and better tomorrows over the worst of our yesterdays. My classmates and I have written all the research papers, taken all the exams, participated in so many thought-provoking classroom discussions, passed a Professor Gable class or two, and for some of us, survived the brilliant Professor Jones. Therefore, we have completed all the academic requirements, and we will soon be forever recognized as graduates of Mercy College. But hidden in this academic process is a reality that must be acknowledged here today. We are no longer the people we were when we first took our step on this academic journey. We do not perceive or experience the world in the same manner as we once did. Our cognitive ability, as well as our behavior, has subtly undergone a change, a transformation. But yet this transformation is not so much a metamorphosis into someone new, but actually a reconnection to our authentic self. That person we were before our response to life situations detoured us from the socially acceptable paths to success. As far back as I can remember, I always liked school. I always liked learning new things. I remember my third grade teacher, Ms. Blasberg, who incentivized our education by giving us a Reach for the Stars bulletin board. And although I had received a lot of stars that year, I also discreetly learned a cruel socialization lesson that showing one's intelligence does not necessarily win the popularity contest. With this trapped in my subconscious, this social lesson manifested itself later on in my life, especially in my adolescent years when I would get good grades, but I would hide them from my friends. I would either lie to them or I would just tell them I got lucky on it, just so they would continue to accept me. At some point, my faulty thinking turned into my reality. and my academic pursuit was left on the side of the road. With my new reality, the acceptance of my friends became the most important thing to me. I was blinded by the desire to be accepted, and ultimately, I became a follower. I had went so far as to rob my mother after she spent her hard-earned money to send me to parochial school of her opportunity to see her only son graduate from high school in 1988. I had the audacity not to even show up at graduation, and she had to suffer the humility of going to school and picking up my diploma. I had to live with that shame for 21 years, until life presented me an opportunity to mend that hole I caused in her heart, and a chance to rectify my misplaced values, my misplaced loyalty, and my faulty thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, Hudson Link gave me the chance to ask for mercy. Hudson Link, together with Mercy College, accepted my orphaned, authentic self and provided educators who instilled in me valuable lessons that inspired and sculpted my worldview. From my very first professor, Dr. Murray, who gave me the essay anyway, which provided the assurance I needed to express my authentic self and achieve this right here, this monumental accomplishment. That's right. To Professor Skousen, who asked me 3 years ago, how do you plan to touch the world? My answer is even clearer today, Professor. By using this magnificent experience to help as many people as I can taste education's sweet elixir. To Professor Jones, who introduced me to the heroic Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Lucretia Mott of the women's movement, who told me that any great change must expect opposition because it shakes the foundation of privilege. To Mrs. Muhammad, whose silent toughness supplied the discipline I needed not to fall short. That's right. I simply never wanted to let you down. And to each professor from whom I've had the pleasure of learning, please know and understand that each of you has inspired me to motivate and motivated me to aspire for nothing but success. I thank you. I really thank you. Because of my educators and empirical data that I see sitting before me, I fully accept the philosophy that in order to change a person's behavior, you must first change the way that person thinks. Therefore, I thank each of you, especially Professor Weiner, for sharing your teaching methods with me. Collectively, they form the blueprint of my lecturing styles for the men enrolled in the Hudson Link pre-college program and the Certificate in Ministry and Human Services program, so that they too can reap the benefits of an education. And now to my fellow graduates, we entered this journey as individuals, yet we leave this voyage on the Hudson linked together as friends, graduates, and a community. Today does not signify the end, but the beginning of our duty to use this marvelous education to better not only ourselves, but humanity. Our communities need us to help save our younger generation. It is obligatory that we respond. Our families need us to be better fathers, brothers, husbands, sons, cousins, uncles, and role models. It is mandatory that we grant their wishes. Our future generations require us to begin an each one teach one approach, and it is in our arms that this burden is cradled. Furthermore, we must never forget that our supporters have extended charity to us, so it is incumbent upon us. It is incumbent upon us to extend even more charity to others. Let me say this one more time. It is incumbent upon us to extend charity to others. As you can see, my brothers, with education comes a heavy responsibility. But here is one thing that I do know. Together, we can succeed. We can no longer sit idly by. We are now beacons of light that must steer those lost in the dark to the shores of positivity and education. We are now reconnected to our authentic self. It is time to let that person shine, to let that person reach for the stars and touch the world. And finally, I leave you with the essay Anyway, attributed to Mother Teresa, which became my beacon in hopes that it will inspire you as it has done for me. People are often unreasonable, illogical, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some false friends and some true enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and frank, people may cheat you, but be honest and frank anyway. What you spend years building, someone could destroy overnight, but we have to build anyway. The good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow. We're going to do good anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous. We're going to be happy anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may never be enough, but we're going to give the world the best we got anyway. Because you see, in the final analysis, it's between you and yourself. It was never between you and them anyway. And finally, farewell, my beloved Hudson Link and Mercy College. Farewell.